Born in Porto, Jota joined Paços de Ferreira's youth setup in 2013 from Gondomar. He was promoted to the main squad at the start of the 2014-15 season and made his senior debut on October 19, 2014 by starting in a 4-0 home win against Atletico de Reguengos for the Taça de Portugal. Jota first appeared in the Primeira Liga on February 20, 2015, coming on as a late substitute for Diogo Jota in a 2-2 home draw against Vitória de Guimarães. He scored his first goals in the competition on May 17, netting a brace in a 3-2 home success over Académica de Coimbra and becoming the youngest player to score for the club in the top tier in the process. On May 30, 2015, Jota signed a new 5-year deal with Paços, keeping him tied up until 2020. In the first game of the campaign, a 1-0 win over Académica at the Estadio de Mata Real on August 17, he was sent off at the end for pushing Hugo Seco. Ricardo Nascimento was also sent off for retaliating on his teammates' behalf. On March 14, 2016, Jota agreed to a 5-year contract with Atletico Madrid effective as of July 1. On August 26, 2016, however, he was quickly loaned out back to Portugal to play for FC Porto. On October 1, Jota scored a first-half hat-trick in a 4-0 away victory against Nacional. Jota also took part in the 2016-17 UEFA Champions League, scoring his first goal in the competition on December 7 in a 5-0 home victory against Leicester City. Jota helped Porto reach the round of 16 of the competition. On July 25, 2017, Jota signed for EFL Championship club Wolverhampton Wanderers on a season-long loan. He scored his first goal on August 15 in a 3-2 away win over Hull City. On January 30, 2018, it was announced that a permanent deal with Jota had been agreed for a reported €14 million, being made effective on July 1. On September 19, 2020, Jota joined Liverpool on a long-term deal, reportedly for a £41 million transfer fee, rising to £45 million with potential add-ons. He made his debut in the EFL Cup 5 days later, coming on as a second-half substitute against Lincoln City in a 7-2 win. On September 28, he scored on his Premier League debut for the club, with the third in a 3-1 win against Arsenal at Anfield. Jota scored the club's 10,000th goal in their history when he netted the opener against Midtjylland in the UEFA Champions League group stage, and scored a hat-trick on November 3 in a 5-0 win at Atlanta in the same competition. In doing so, he became the first player since Robbie Fowler in 1993 to score 7 goals in his first 10 Liverpool appearances. On November 22, Jota scored the second goal in a 3-0 victory against Leicester City, becoming the first Liverpool player to score in each of his first 4 home matches in the Premier League. For his performances in October, Jota was awarded Liverpool Player of the Month by the club's supporters. On December 9, Jota suffered a leg injury during a UEFA Champions League match against Midtjylland, in a dead rubber match, sidelining him for 3 months. Jota ended his debut season at the club with 9 league goals, including a back heel in a 4-2 away win against Manchester United, which helped Liverpool finish third in the Premier League and qualify for the Champions League. Jota, whose true surname was Silva, chose to use the name Jota to distinguish himself from other players named Diogo and Silva in the youth academy. Jota is the Portuguese pronunciation of the letter J, making this equivalent to calling himself Diogo J. Jota's brother, André Silva, was also a footballer who played for Liga Portugal 2-side Penafiel at the time of Jota's death. Jota was an avid gamer and was ranked world number 1 in FIFA 21's Champions Leaderboard in February 2021. He had his own esports team, known as Luna Galaxy, formerly Diogo Jota Esports, and regularly streamed on Twitch. During the lockdown during the COVID-19 pandemic, he took part in an invitational series of FIFA matches run by the Premier League, eventually beating future Liverpool teammate Trent Alexander-Arnold in the final of the competition. Jota married Ruth Cardoso on June 22, 2025, just 10 days before his death. The couple have 3 children. Tributes have poured in from around the world following the tragic news of Liverpool forward Diogo Jota's death at the age of 28. Jota died in a car crash in the early hours of Thursday morning alongside his brother André Silva, which took place in Zamora, Spain. The Portugal international's brother was also a professional player at second-tier Portuguese side Penafiel. The Guardia Civil released a statement to BBC Sport and said the pair's Lamborghini left the road due to a tire blowout while overtaking another vehicle and then caught fire.